unless you're very young or very naive, or both, this is where we're all going to wind up. I know cemeteries are bleak to a lot of people, but you know, it's a way of remembering people that have passed on. And you know, I mean this video to be done in the most respectful fashion that I can portray it. So, like I said, these are a way to remember those that have passed on. Memories fade and generations go and so forth, and even the stone fades eventually. But you know, this is something we all got to deal with. It's part of life. Back here on this point, used to come through here when I was a kid. This was all woods then. And there's an old tombstone. Now these have been placed here probably within the last 20 years. I'm not sure if the family did it or if it was done for historical reasons, but you can see that excuse me, this person fought for the Confederacy. It's a Bradley. There is a Bradley cemetery down there where some of my relatives are buried. None of this was here, that house, none of this stuff was here back then. Like I said, this was woods, and there, there's another Bradley. Once again, 13th Kentucky Cavalry, Confederate States. And here is a Griffey. And the infantry of this one. But I run into this old cemeteries. This one here is actually closer to civilization than a lot of them. And I can't quite make this out, but I think that is 1798 there. I could bring chalk and bring it out, but I don't know. It seems a little bit disrespectful. But this has been here obviously a long time. Over 200 years. Okay. I'm gonna go. There's no signs nor even a hint that there's a cemetery up there. Those are children's graves there. That's the saddest part of the cemetery. There's a bunch of these that are just stones. There's no markings. A lot of them, you know, passed when the influenza epidemic came through. Actually, it was a pandemic. It was worldwide. There's a knocked over stone because the free-range cows that are loose up in here, they trample these cemeteries, and it's really a disgrace. But that's on the owners of those cattle. And here's something unusual. That's a rifle. I'm pretty sure I know who that belonged to. and his son probably left that up here. Probably didn't want to pass that on. So they'll leave it up here. The gentleman that belonged to, if I'm right, his parents are buried up there. But let's get a closer look at that rifle. Well, I know y'all can't read it. It's a Glenfield Model 60. Automatic, you could tell that long before it was broke into, obviously, so somebody wouldn't come up here and take it, which it's sad that there are people that would do that. This thing had been repaired by the owner. Right there, and right there. And he kept on using it, you know. You have to utilize what you have. And that's been here a while. I mean, the action's rusted up on it. Had a tubular magazine. And if that's the gentleman's rifle that I think it is, I hunted with him years ago. I used to hunt and trap and fish with these kids, and he passed away. I guess it's probably way over 20-some years ago. So it's peaceful here. But that's the way these old cemeteries are, that you find out in the woods. Now this one actually, it probably gets tended to once a year, at least. Unlike, you know, some of these other ones that are out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm gonna go now. Now here's a cemetery that's been lost to time. I first discovered this when I was 9 or 10, and I don't know if anybody ever comes to visit these, not to my knowledge. Ritty Man's. Born in 1860, passed away in 1886. This is an Oliver. Looks like 1882. And I cannot read the, oh, this was somebody young. It's like they passed in 1883. I'm just a kid. This here's another Oliver. Born (1826), passed in, hang on, I can't show up on camera, I'm sorry, right there it is. It's 1883, maybe, I don't know, I can't make that out. Maybe 1886. So that person was actually 60. And there There's some children's graves here too. There. And there. Just a little advice, folks. You know, live your every day like it's your last. That don't mean go out here and act foolish and, you know, do stupid things. It means appreciate life. It's a very, very precious thing. So when you get depressed, you're having a bad day, just think about what a gift life is, and you know, make the most of it. So I'll be seeing you folks.